What makes the Jackson Police Department interesting and fun to be at is, in fact, the culture that has been established. It's always been a culture of welcoming. It's been a culture of very professional, high professional, with an undertone of highly trained. So the employees at the organization are brought in, they're trained to a very high standard and held to that standard. We are an interesting organization at the police department. We're not too big, we're not too small. So therefore, the officers that work patrol, they do a lot of duties, a lot of duties where other organizations can specialize in. So our officers have to be highly trained, more or less the jack of all trades in the profession. Being able to interview, being able to collect evidence, and all of those things that tie into, maybe just one simple case where a detective doesn't quite rise to that level. In the mid 90s, Jackson Police Department went to a different philosophy of an old school term called community policing, where we made efforts to put the philosophy in how we operate, not leaving out the community, but involving the community and how we solve some of our problems that we have. Obviously, that's manpower driven. We have not gone away from that philosophy as we still engage heavily with our community. Every officer on the day shift, for instance, is assigned a school in the city of Jackson. We cover every school. So every day they have an officer that will walk through their school, we'll talk to the principal, get to know the kids, the bus drivers, you name it. And that's just one example of how we engage with our community. We certainly want to have the community or have their back when need be. But we also want them to know us more or less as people and not just a passing police car or person in a uniform. I've been here long enough where people call me Chris more than they call me Chief Simpson, and that's okay, and I'm proud of that because that means that they know me rather than just what I do. And we certainly try to establish that up and down our ranks, especially those in uniform. We want our uniform personnel to talk with our community, to listen to our community, and respond to what their concerns are. I think that's what certainly separates Jackson Police Department from any other organization in the state of Michigan, because it's sewn in our fabric of our philosophy on how we police here. If the culture was wrapped up in one word, it is service. We service our community in just about every aspect you can imagine. In my career, I've seen people come from out of state, from different cities around Michigan, and come into Jackson Police Department. And one thing that they have that they may not have a lot of other places is a high degree of autonomy. You take your case and you run with your case. You gather the resources needed. If it's other officers, if it's detective, if it's an SRT team, you have the autonomy to make that call, obviously with some supervision. A lot of organizations don't operate that way, but we do, because we put a lot of trust in the officers through training, through mentorships, and through supervision as well, where they can come in in my words, be the police. We are a policing organization, and that's what we do.